Hello, I'm Aaron and welcome back to the Laststandgamers channel. So today I have something really quite incredible to show you. As I was browsing through my Space Engineers channel on Discord, I came across a user, who was hopefully that's how you say it, but he was posting this design. He had yet to release it to the workshop and he was showing off some of the community members what he'd been up to. And of course this is the Yamamoto. It's an infamous World War II warship. Captains feared this thing. It had some of the most advanced technology at the time. Anyway, enough of the history. I'm going to take you on a whistle-stop tour of this thing, showing you the incredible levels of detail and fire off some of them giant cannons, because we can't have a video without that. So let's start on the exterior and we'll work our way through, firing guns as we can. So starting at the front of the ship here, you'll notice we've got this very long bow section. Now these ladders, I'm guessing, are to represent chains. This thing would have some giant trains. It probably needs some trains to transport the ammunition, but chains to actually drop down the side and stop this thing in place. Now you can see we've got the two main armaments on the front. We've got another one of these guns on the rear. Just look at the caliber of that thing. Rifled, of course. Well, actually, this effect doesn't look like it's actually rifled. It looks like it's a smooth bore. Interesting idea. I'm not too sure what sort of naval weapon this is, because usually they have some either form of rifling or a smooth bore. You can see this one's got these vertical lines running down the side of it, but don't get too stuck up on that, Aaron, because underneath here you can see we've got the beautiful wooden deck, the white barrel chambers, and then we've got this detailing on the side of the little ladder for access to the top. Now these turrets were massive, and if we took ourselves in here, you'll understand exactly why. Yes, we have a door. We have an interior to the turret. That is how you know you've got a big turret. So on the left here, we've got ourselves some of the shells in the shell rack. We enter in through to the second door, and of course this being compartmentized is great in case one area explodes or takes a shot. It stops all your ammunition from going up. We actually have the breeches of the cannons here and a quick access rack on the side where you can grab the shell and slam it home. Now if I make sure my character is out the way and spawn myself in here, I can quickly jump on this little seat, access the actual weapon system itself, and I'll bring my camera outside so you can see this maneuvering. These weapons are very close in proximity to each other, two turrets, so you can see it does catch it a little bit as it moves. You can see I can move this weapon around, nice slow traverse up. Let's get a nice shot of this firing. So there we go, we've got the main guns. Let's let off a salvo of the first round. Oh, look at that recoil, lovely. Let's turn the camera this way and let off these other two shells. So you can turn them on and off the guns. Now I'm guessing this is so you can fire them in, individually as well. Look at them rounds go. Look at that. I love shells with some sort of shell drop. You can actually see the shell traveling through the sort of air. This is lovely. This mod itself deserves its own sort of spotlight type video. Anyway, back to the ship. We're going to continue working our way onto the next gun. Now the next gun is the same internally. On top though, it does have some extra defenses where they might slap a 50 cal or something else like so. We'll pop ourselves out of that chair so we don't teleport the whole ship. And we've also got this small little naval gun here as well. And if we come in behind, you'll notice it's got an interior as well. How amazing is that? So inside here you've got the pipe, you've got the racking, you've got the breech. And yes, you can control it in the exact same way. They're so easy to just jump on and control these little turrets. So we're actually on that one up there at the front. You can see this one maneuvers a little bit faster. We've got aiming cameras, of course, but let's let off a quick salvo. Oh yes, prepare chamber 2 and 3. Oh, the gorgeous effects of every cannon firing. Like a fire everything type deal on this ship would be beautiful. I wonder how many space engineers this ship would actually require. As we're going around, have a brief count of some of the guns you see, and imagine that's one engineer per gun. We'll see if we can work out by the end how many crew members we'd actually need. So saying about crew members, if we come down to the side of the ship here, you notice that there's these little seats as well. Make sure I'm not sat on anything so I don't teleport the ship. And we've got these little turrets right here. These are quite cute. Let's try accessing one from the back. So you can see I'm sat in it like these. These are like a AAA area sort of denial weapon. Firing these up into the sky at an enemy aircraft coming in is definitely a deterrent. So we can activate the weapons once again. Oh yes, go get some. Look at that, lovely. There's something about modded weapons. They just excite me when they're of traditional sort of caliber like this. So of course we could keep them fighters off us the best we can, and with more of these weapons firing at once, it'd probably be quite the deterrence. So walking our way down this lovely wooden deck, you can see that there is weapons mounted everywhere. And as we go a little bit further up, you can even see there is searchlight turrets up here. Look at that, that is lovely. Right up on the conning tower, you can see the conning tower is made of small ship blocks, as well as some of these other detailed areas, so this is definitely a hybrid design. Lots of hybrid turrets with large bases and small detailing. So these are some of the smaller little anti-aircraft turrets. You see in the side here where they've got weapons and ammunition storage. These probably remote controlled from somewhere else inside the ship. I believe the ones from the actual ship are not remote controlled, that you stand behind them and fire them off. Look at the amount of turrets. Oh, I love the firepower. So we've got over here some more of these side weapons. Let's have a look at the rear of this turret as well. So we've got another door access, and inside this one, if we pop our character in, oh, don't pop him in, don't do that to him, he didn't like that. Let's just use the door, play it safe. This door is actually upside down, and you'll notice this is like a more of a ball turret type design. It's a lot more squished in here. But if we can get onto one of these seats safely, is it that one? Yeah, this is the gun. This one actually has some different shell types. So let's do a little bit of maneuvering with this. So yeah, we can move it up and down as usual, and we can rotate it up and down. We can load different sorts of shells. And of course, we can fire it, but we need to prep it probably first. So there's the main barrel. Oh, I think we've already fired the shells off in this one. Yeah, it's reloading. Oh, lovely. 75mm. We'll have to fire at some of the ship targets at the end of this video, but we'll keep moving. We've got to keep going. So we've got another large cannon there, same as before, just a remote control turret that you can sit out on the deck of. Working our way along, another large one back there. We've got the chimney stack at the back here, and when you actually start the engine on this vessel, that chimney stack comes to life. More anti-aircraft weaponry. More anti-aircraft weaponry. It was like when they built this ship and they said, how much anti-aircraft weaponry should we stick on it? They just said yes. That's it. Let's have a look at the conning tower details. So you can see that all these areas have been strung up with the rope. We've got the radar dish up there at the front, and the rope uses these little control pads to connect up between the areas. Very cool indeed, as well as an announcement siren, so if there is dive bombers of some kind coming in on the ship. Talking about dive bombers and other vessels, we have ourselves this larger turret here in itself at the back, doing a bit of rear protection. Of course, a broadside from all these turrets at once would be quite the thing to see. And then we have the aeroplane launching devices. Now, I believe these would launch seaplanes. You might want to correct me in the comment section below. So these wouldn't actually land back on this. They would land next to the ship and then be recovered separately. Or the plane would be refilled and craned onto the loading device with a crane like this. And let me guess, this crane works as well. Let me make sure I'm not in a seat. I'm guessing this is going to work perfectly. Everything that I've tested so far just works. So yeah, we've got a locking system. We can extend out the crane, and it's steady as well. And we've got a hinge there at the top. Very nice indeed. And then we've got the lock in that lower section. I guess you could store extra planes down here. Let's have a quick look through here. I was surprised that there wasn't any planes on them, unless that's a separate pack. Yeah, so you could store planes, do work on your planes down in this lower section. We've also got this rear hangar here. Let's have a look what's in this section. Okay, so another area for plane storage, so to say. Let's have a look at these plane launchers. So we've got one of these little control rooms on either side, and if we step in these, you're probably wondering what all the pistons are for. And that is for, so if we just zoom in nicely, you'll see the ramp itself. Let's get a little bit closer in so you can see it. If we press number 1, it flings the plane out, gets it up to speed so it can take off. Combine this with the aerodynamics mod and the wings pack, and you could have a really cool design of a plane that's launched from a ship. I mean, I think there's even test designs of Japanese submarines launching planes. Very cool indeed. Let's get aboard. We're going to have a brief look around the interior, and also have a look how this thing actually drives. So we'll enter in through here, and we're going to do this all through the spectator camera, because if I start doing it by person, it'll just simply take me too long. So we're on the opposite side. We bring the camera in, and of course we've got a little briefing room through here. We've got various ammunition storage through here. As we work our way through to the back, you can see we've got a bit more decorative shelves. Another briefing room. Oh, these could be actually used as weapons seats as well itself. This could be maps. I do wonder if they've copied any internal blueprints for the actual ship, or it's just the exterior that's one-to-one. So as we start looking through here, you can see that they've got more briefing rooms. We've got the little computer rooms on the side. We've got the bunk room itself. I'll lower myself into this area. See, we've got boxes stored on top of the beds. Really nice indeed. There's also a highly detailed bunk up in the upper section that we'll have to have a look at shortly. Bunk room on the other side, so the ship is mirrored for the most part. You'll notice that there's water inside the ship, but that's just due to the buoyancy mechanic. So down here, another little quarters area of the ship. Suits. You'll have to imagine that obviously the Japanese uniform is hung up, and you see the actual main turret itself is, the hinge is located all the way down here. Not the hinge, the rotor. So if it does take fire, it means that a direct hit, it can continue firing, continue maneuvering. Over here, more bunks, a forward bunk area, a little area for socialising of crew members, and of course we've got showers and a mass amount of toilets. This is actually quite concerning. Why are all these toilets and showers all plumbed up in this area? What's going on here? Unless it's just a mass shower block, and then we've got a briefing room at the front quarters with a nice viewing area out. Now, I said I wanted to drive this thing, and to drive it, we're actually going to have to go in through this upper walkway, and you'll notice, of course, we've got the kettle on the brew. I didn't know this was a British ship. You know, you always need a kettle. And through here, you can see we've got these little wooden shelves built into the decor. Toilets, of course, because you're going to need one of them, especially on some rough seas. And as we walk into this rear area, we've got these extra detailed bunks, complete with a little table. And I believe these are locker storages. These are from the tank pack, I think. Look at the detail of that. That is how you build a bunk room if you're not going to just simply use the bunks provided in SA. And of course, that leads us back out. Now, coming back into this room, we have ourselves a staircase that brings us up into our operations type room. So we've got weapons control, we've got radio, we've probably got radar, all the sorts of things this ship has. It was very advanced for its time, so I'm not too sure what exactly it's packing. And up here in this area, we have got entrance to the bridge. So first thing first, make sure I'm not in a chair, and teleport myself over here. Oh, I've teleported myself up one floor by mistake. So let's have a look how this thing drives. Now, I'm expecting a nice little bit of acceleration. First, we've got to access the remote control block, though. Look at that. Sails straight out of the harbour. Big plume of smoke from the engines. Let's bring it into a little bit of a turn. So, of course, we have got some ship targets that we're going to shoot at the end of this video over there. Let's bank a little bit into this turn. Lovely. Buoyancy seems to be a little bit towards the front, but that's kind of expected. And we're beginning steaming towards these targets here. There's a lot of other rooms to have a look at, and there's also some rooms below the waterline, but let's have a look at that. Look at them propellers. Oh, this is just a video of me going, wow, 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 wow. Aaron says, wow, at more stuff people build in the workshop. This is lovely. Really great work. So we'll stop there. And in fact, we're gonna go to one of the front guns. We'll go to the upper deck. Look at that steaming away. It just looks so realistic. It's so well detailed. So now we're out the seat. Let's drop ourselves into the gun area here. We need to get ourselves in the controls of the main gun. And what we're going to do is get our little rangefinder. We've got to bring the barrels down if we can. Come on, get them guns down. Oh, we're struggling. We're struggling a bit to get them guns down in time. Oh, you know what? We might not actually have the depression from them guns. We could give them a fire from here, though. So we're going to fire one of them rounds off. Okay, well overshot that target. We're going to have to possibly go back to the bridge or fire the front battery. The only issue is I fired the front battery before, so I don't know if I'm going to have to manually reload it. So back into the front battery. Grab ourselves controls. Let's bring it over. So there we go. We've got some targets in. And we can fire. Oh, bit of a low shot on that one. So we need to use our range table here. So if we drop in there, I'm guessing we're going to need about that. Fire that shell. That's going straight at it. Yes! Beautiful hit. We've hit it so hard it's nearly rocked over. Okay, we're going to attempt to do the same again. We've lined it up. All we need to do is turn it on with the number 3 and then fire again. Come on. Oh, I think I fired this one a little bit low. Oh no. We've hit it. Oh, and it's banking over this side. These cannons, they don't do loads of damage, as you'd expect, but these heavy hulls, you can see these ones have started rolling over. They've took such a hit, and it's taken on a little bit of water, this ship, as well. It'd be nice to see what some of these side guns can do as well. Let's have a go at firing this cannon. So get out of this seat. We'll jump over to this one. I know what you're saying, Aaron. Aaron, you've missed some of the interior. You've missed some of the interior detail. I'm sure I have. There is so much detail going on in this ship. Right, so we'll grab ourselves onto the cannons. Have we got a viewfinder? I think that's number 7. Oh, this comes with chemical shells of some kind. Alright, so is this another case of we can't aim low enough? It might be. Yeah, we can't aim low enough, but we can crack off another salvo here. Let's get everything firing at once from this gun. So we need to turn all guns on. Release. Yeah, we're miles off with that. Look at that, it's so bright, them traces. They're like illumination type shells. You won't want that coming towards you though. So anyhow, let's wrap this video up on the Yamamoto right here. If you want to check this out for yourself, there'll be links down in the description below. You will continuously find detail and you'll realize that the bricks that you've been building, you know, that's what happens with me. I look at something like this and I look at the ships I'm going and I just go, ah, well, I guess it's back to the drawing board. Anyway, let's thank you guys for watching and I'll see you next time.